Hey everybody, it's Cindy here. Happy Friday to you. Today I want to talk to you about reaching your goals. Okay, reaching your goals. Now, one of the things that helps more than anything else, if you can believe it, is actually writing your goals down. Writing them down. Who knew? But this is true. The research shows that people who write them down are 100 times more likely to reach them than those who don't. For those who just keep them in their minds, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, right? And so if you haven't written down a goal that you have, or the goals or resolutions you have set for the year 2018, I really suggest that you get yourself a piece of paper, a journal, a post-it, doesn't matter, and write them down, okay? Write them down. The other thing is that you must know what you actually want very specifically, because the more specific you are about this, the more likely you are to reach the goal. If you aren't specific about it, then you may not even realize when you've reached the goal, right? For example, if you say, I want to make more money this year. If you make $1 more this year than you made last year, technically you will have reached that goal. But yet that's probably not what your intention is, right? Or was. So if you want to make more money, I want you to identify exactly how much more. Have a number in your mind that you write down, okay? So let's say you want to make $5,000 more this year than you did last year, or maybe it's 25,000. It doesn't matter, but write it down very specifically. I will make $5,000 more than last year, or I will make $100,000 instead of $95,000 this year. Whatever. Just make sure it's specific and clear, so you know when you've reached it or not, or you see your progress toward it. Right? It's like, oh, it's the middle of the year. I've now made 2,000 more than I made last year. I have 3,000 more that I want to up in the last half of the year, kind of thing. Okay, so you can check your progress. So keep knowing really what you want very specifically and measurably, and writing it down. And then if you want to up the likelihood that you will reach those goals this year, you want to read your goals every single day, at least once, and maybe even twice. I know. Wow, right? Who knew? So if you got a list of goals, let's say you even have 10 goals, which I don't care if you've got 1 or 20. It doesn't matter to me. But even if you have a long list, reading those goals won't take you more than a minute or two, right? Just reading through them. I am going to this. I am going to that. I will learn to ski. I will make $100,000. I will lose, whatever, 25 pounds, whatever your goals are. So read them out loud every day to yourself. Read them. Probably right when you get up in the morning is a really good idea to put it in your consciousness as one of the first things you think of and put in your brain for the day to set the stage for your brain to be thinking about that all day long. And then right before you go to sleep, put them in your head again so your subconscious mind can work on it while you sleep. Okay? So you want to fill your brain with these goals. When you do this, people who write down their goals that are very specific and clear and read them every day are 1,000 times more likely to reach these goals than those that do not. Okay, so up your chances just by doing these 2 simple things. Write them down, read them every day. Write them down, read them every day. Okay? And then another thing you want to do is give yourself visual reminders of your goals all the time. Like have pictures of what you're wanting, put up little post-its on your mirror to say, well, remember, da 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 da. Or whatever you can make your desktop represent visually what you're wanting your goal, your life to look like. Whatever reminders in your that you carry in your pocket, just your refrigerator, wherever your eyes go throughout the day, you want some reminders of what you're wanting to keep yourself conscious and clear all year about what you've decided is important to you. Okay, keep those goals in your visual path all the time. So you're thinking of them all the time, and your brain will respond. Your brain will go, oh yeah, you want this. You want to make more money this year. Okay, I'm going to send you opportunities, ideas, ways to do that. I'm also going to help you to be conscious of saving money. Whatever, your brain will help you. but you've got to feed your brain. You've got to feed your brain the information. Okay, another thing is to get an accountability partner or several. What is accountability? An accountability partner is a person in your life who you trust completely, that you can share your goals and dreams with, that you can say, this is what I want. I want to make $5,000 more this year than I did last year. I want to learn to speak Spanish. I want to, whatever your goals are. And you share these with your accountability partner, and they agree to share theirs. And so it's an exchange. And so what you do is you set up a schedule to connect with this person. It could be a 5-minute phone call once a day, once a week, 15-minute call, meeting for coffee, whatever works for the two of you, and reporting in your progress on your goals, your progress or roadblocks you've hit. And then they support you in that journey. And so they're the person that you're giving permission to come to you and say, hey, how are you coming on that goal? Have you saved the money you said you wanted to? Or what did you do this week that led you toward that end? So there's someone that you can really count on. Another form of accountability that I see all the time with people and have used myself actually is when people want to incorporate like exercise in their life. So they join a gym or a class and they have a buddy who's joined the same class. And then you count on each other. You hold each other accountable to get to class, right? Because if you join that Zumba class, but you don't know anybody there, then if you have a day or a night where you're thinking, well, it's time for Zumba class, and you're thinking, I don't know if I want to go today. If no one's expecting you there, it's so easy not to go, right? When this is a new habit you're attempting to form. But if you have somebody there that's meeting you there, then it's like, oh, there's some built-in accountability, right? You're going to show up for the other person, or not, so you don't disappoint the other person, or so you don't have to say to the other person, yeah, I didn't want to go. I didn't feel like going today, right? So that's another form of accountability. So any way that you can up the ante on the amount of accountability you put in your life around your goals, that will also help you stay conscious of them and more likely to reach them, okay? So there's other tricks of the trade, of course, but those are some of the main things, is writing them down, reading them every day, having a form of accountability, putting visual reminders up everywhere. And then as you're living your day-to-day life with these goals that are kind of a big part of your life, but you're in the daily grind, your daily routine and so forth, I want you to ask yourself each day, what can I do today that will move me closer to reaching those goals? What can I do today? And it may be several things. If you can identify your top 5 actions each day that will move you toward your goals, maybe it's one action for each goal. If you have 5 goals, maybe you have one big goal for the year and you can do 5 things a day toward it, whatever. But I would identify the night before you go to sleep, identify the top 5 things you plan to do the next day to support your goals. And see that list in the morning and start clicking away on those and check them off when you reach them. And then if you reach all 5, huge win, right? If you do 3 out of 5 and there's 2 left over, you might put those on your list for the next day if it's still appropriate and within the means of what your day is looking like that next day. But every day make a list of 5, a list of 5, a list of 5. The reason is that the research shows that those who do 5 things a day toward their goals are far more likely to reach them also. And again, it's a way to keep you always conscious and mindful of what you've said and indicated you want in your life, very specifically. And that's how we reach goals. That's how we can make it happen. Another way to look at this is every day to choose what's going to make you happier, healthier, wealthier, or wiser. Okay, because most of our goals fall into those categories. I believe I just shared this last week on a video, or maybe it was the week before. But anyway, again, thinking what will make me happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser. So I'll just briefly share how I made this happen in my life. Just to give you an example, I want to share a win today, a big win for me, really, really, honestly. I turned 50 last May in 2017. And in 2017, I indicated I wanted to lose 50 pounds in my 50th year, right? Okay, so I tried some things the first few months and didn't get the results I wanted. But by May, I started to actively lose weight. And I did a combination of actions every day. I was using some wellness products, some nutrition products, which I still use, Isogenics. And then I also began to add to my physical activity, and I just keep adding to that. Now I've added strength training. I drink more water. I mean, I've done cleanses now every month since then, different things. But my point is that I wrote down that goal very specifically, that I will lose 50 pounds this year. Sorry, I've got a cold. I got a little cough. Thought I was going to sneeze on you there. Anyway, I wrote down my ideal weight, which was minus 50 pounds of what I weighed at the time I wrote it. I also wrote down affirmations. I am strong. I am athletic. I am confident. I am thin. I am sexy. These are affirmations. I didn't talk about those, but those are I am statements that state what you're wanting. That isn't, you haven't made a reality yet, but you're wanting to make a reality. So you write the goals, you write the affirmations tied into the goals, and then I read them every day. I read every day the weight goal along with all my other goals for last year. And then I had visual reminders. I had all over my house, my office. And then I have some accountability partners. I have a mastermind group I meet with once a month. I have an Isogenics coach that I speak to regularly and report into regularly. My beloved and I have a couple of days a week that we exercise and strength train together. And so that helps get me there a couple times a week when I know he's going to be there waiting for me. So there's just all kinds of things that I did, all of these things that I'm sharing with you. And then every day I ask myself, what would make me healthier? What would make me stronger that I could do today? What would help me reduce the amount of fat on my body? What would make me feel better physically? And I've said that, asked myself that all year long, and it's worked. It's worked. Literally this morning I measured myself. It was a measure day in my plan. And I have lost 45 of those 50 pounds. So I'm down, I've got 5 to go to reach the ideal weight that I've wanted to lose this in the last year. So I've lost 45 pounds and 67 inches off my body. 67 inches. I didn't even know there was 67 extra ones there. I mean, I knew I was bigger than I wanted to be, but I did, you know what I mean? I just didn't even realize that was part of it, but I've learned that this year. So anyway, so you want to celebrate your wins and share them. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, is to not to brag or anything, but just to say, I did it. These principles I'm sharing with you, these tips I'm giving you work. They work if you use them. And so I encourage you to do that. So when you reach a goal, or you are reaching a goal, you're getting close to it, or what, you're in the path of getting where you want to go, share your wins with people too. Share your wins with your accountability partner and other people, and say, hey, I just want to celebrate this for a second with you. Guess what I did? Guess what I did? And share it with people all along the way. So that's encouraging. That's very encouraging. So anyway, go out there, go after those goals. I want you to have the life you want, and I'm just happy to support you in getting there. So have a great weekend. Bye-bye.